Watch me bowl my googlies today. Hi, I'm architect Monica Khosla Bhargava. I run an architecture and interior design firm by the name of Kham Consultants. I believe that a home is your domain, your place, your own little kingdom. And today we are looking at the home of the Maharaja of Eden Gardens, Sourav Ganguly. The IPL is scheduled to start on September 19th. It's in Dubai this year. I know my family is going to be watching, and I thought it's a great idea to react to one of India's most successful cricket captain's house featured in Asian Paints Where the Heart Is. The original video is linked below, so do check that out. So let's get started.
I've grown up in this house. Before even I picked up a cricket bat, my family has lived here for 64 years. For me, this is home. This is a place where I want to come back to, and this is a place where I get happiness and peace with all the people around. Hi, I'm Sourav Ganguly. You're watching Asian Paints Where the Heart Is. This is my home.
বলা হয় আসবাবপত্র দিয়েই তৈরি হয় বাড়ি, আর এখানে থাকি আমি আর আমার মন।
You're watching Asian Paints Where the Heart Is. This is where I've lived for the 44 years of my life. It's a comfort feeling when you enter this arena, as you enter the gate and you.
Okay, so red brick architecture, it's characteristic of the old colonial style of Bengal. It's visible in many of the city's landmarks like the Writers' Building, New Market, High Court, many of the old North Calcutta houses. The pointed brick style which we see here, it's very popular in Kolkata. Pointed brick means when the patterns of brick are made on the plaster. Now this looks like a mid-century building. It's got this feature of vaulted arches in the chhajas. So chhajas, or the window weatherboards, they are an essential element of houses in Kolkata because they protect these houses from the heavy rains. And a vaulted arch, so let me explain. An arch is like this, and a vaulted arch means it has a thickness and it protrudes out. And here we can see that it's a major architectural feature in the house.
Walk down the driveway and up into your room. It's the relaxing and the comfort feeling, and most importantly, it's also the people who are at home which make home a home. After I go away from the city for a while, you long to come back to this wonderful place. The grandeur, the old bits actually.
So these wood louvered windows, they're also traditional to the old Calcutta style. In fact, if you remember Satyajit Ray's famous film Charulata, the opening scene starts with her opening these louvers and looking at the street through her binoculars. So I grew up in a colonial house in Calcutta and getting really nostalgic looking at these windows.
Keep it alive. Well, this is the living area where we spend a lot of time, and you watch the TV at the back, and this is where we watch a lot of cricket. Still involved with the game. You may not be playing, you don't play forever, but you still remain involved in the game. Many moments of life in this room. Well, this is another part of the house, the extension of this sitting area, and you see the light colors. My mother always wants white, but in India it's very, very difficult to maintain with the dust and the dirt.
So this interior, it's inspired by the classic colonial style. It draws on the traditional creme brulee or that broken white scheme. In fact, I remember as a child, the ceilings, they used to be whitewashed with a tinge of Neil or that indigo pigment, and the walls, they would be painted with a tinge of the German buff. I remember this name German buff because the painter, he used to be listing it as German Bap, and my father, he would be noting it as German buff. So this is a powder pigment, and when it's added to the lime wash, It creates tones ranging from the cream to the ochre, which the painters can adjust by the quantity or the level of the powder that they add to the paint. Now this color scheme, it looks too yellow to me. I feel Sourav should have listened to his mother. মায়ের কথা তো শুনতে হয়. Touches of white, it would have, I think, broken the monotony and added some freshness, some crispness to the scheme.
So I'm a person who prefers lighter colors. I'm not a flashy red or a flashy blue, because I believe that such textures on the wall send a message of peace around the house. It sends a very peaceful environment within this area. So that's another part of the house where we spend a lot of time.
I'd like to draw your attention to the grills here. Now grills, they're an integral part of houses in India. We all have them in our houses. What I recommend is painting them black rather than white, which is also what Sourav has done. Now during the day, grills which are painted either black or white, they don't stand out. But during the night, the grills which are white, they sort of are clearly seen against the dark sky. They seem very dominant, while the black painted grills just blend in.
This place in the house was not there when I was young. Right down ekdom niche ekhane thakto cement practice pitches jekhane cricket khela hoto. We used to play cricket here. That's why there is so much light in this area. You know, we've grown up in this house and we want the light. We like the light in this house because it gives you a very fresh feeling. The sunshine, the warmth in the winter.
These stainless steel railings, they must be a recent addition, because wrought iron would fit in more with the mid-century style of the house. And in case one wishes to change, I feel that glass with wood, that ups the style quotient much more than stainless steel.
You feel good. This place has got a lot of memories. When you do something which you love so much and you spend time with your colleagues, it always remains in your heart, and I think that will always remain. My mother has this huge habit of serving food. I keep telling her that you know, you should keep it on the table and everybody picks it up what they want, but no. Being a Bengali lady, she actually feels happy that she picks the prawns and puts it on the table. So this is the place where she served Sachin and Rahul and VVS.
Don't mistake dining tables for just pieces of furniture. They hold the family secrets. They are the places where a family comes together, not just for their meals, but for gossip, to share stories, laugh, enjoy. It's a place where you chill together. And we can see in Sourav's dining table too, as he was mentioning, it's a place of togetherness. His chairs, they look like antique replicas. Bengal has a lot of artisans who are very good with creating hand chisel crafted furniture. And it's called Batali furniture here. The reason being that the chisel is called Batali in Bengali. Now, mostly we find that this furniture is made with mahogany wood because it's soft and homogeneous, but occasionally you find that teak wood is also used, especially for dining chairs, because it's stronger and dining chairs need to be sturdier. I remember as a child being told, don't rock your chair when I was sit on the dining table.
This is where I bring you here, the favorite part of my house. Well, this is where I come and sit, my favorite place in the house, the corner, the early morning corner, as they say.
So the motif used on the wallpaper, it's the classic French damask. It goes very well with classic European decor. This motif dates back to the 13th century and it's never been out of fashion. So I think it's a great choice for Sourav's morning corner, given the whole colonial style of the decor of his house.
With a special cup of tea and the biscuits, which gets the going, and most importantly, the newspaper, which gets me going early morning, connected to the world. The sports news comes first, and then you start shifting the paper from the back to the front. It's amazing, isn't it? Whether you play or you don't play, the newspaper still opens from the back side. This is a very important room in our.
Let's not miss this column here. It's definitely in harmony with the style of the decor, which is colonial, classical, European. This column has all the classic elements, the base, the flutings on the shaft, the capital. But what's disturbing me is that cut in the middle. Now, columns, they are supposed to represent strength and solidity. And details like this, they are usually best to be avoided.
House and rather in my house and a very emotional one. It has got fantastic memories. You go around it. The best bit is it's been built by my father. He's no more with us, and it just goes to show how much your parents value your life and value what you do. He was obsessed with cricket, as I said. You know, every trophy, every picture has been put in by him. He says, no, these things are achieved and they should be in this place where everybody can come and see. Two champagne bottles in England in 1996, my first test, back-to-back test hundreds. I had to come back and uncork the champagne because they say that if you keep the champagne in a humid place for too long, it just bursts. So I had to uncork, but the bottles are still there and they're almost 21 years.
The achievements corner, storing each and every moment, memory, detail. It's so touching and beautiful. It speaks of a life of purpose, a sense of pride. But I think the color scheme in a polished wood, it would have better offset these golden trophies and mementos. I love the frame photographs too. I think the laminated ones should have also been framed because laminated pictures, their edges fray, they fade. The difficult part is that you cannot get them redone. But with framed photographs, all you need to do is change the frame and the mount and they look fresh again.
As we go around in this room, I want to show you something which is very close to my heart, very special. Here you see the photograph of my dad. And he used to be a cricketer. My mother always says that he was a much better cricketer than I was, and I have to accept.
I love this picture. And the way he's got a special space for it in his heart and on his wall.
So that's my dad, who's actually built this room. Everybody has to go in life, in sport. You cannot go on forever. But when the most lovable thing of your life goes away, you know, there's no expression to say that. There are no words to say that. You know, the only thing you realize once you're on that shoulder, yes, it's a happy moment. It's a great moment, the crowd, the thousands of people who come to watch, cheer for you. But you realize that you'll never be able to bat for India again. That competitiveness, that fight, that special challenge will always be missing. The Ranji Trophy title at the old Eden Gardens. That's my brother, 7 years elder to me, and that's the only time Bengal won the Ranji Trophy. My debut game, my first class game. That's what Ganguly Home is all about. It's about memories. It's about these fantastic photographs which make you remember the best days of your life. This is what being very, very close to you for the most of your life. You know, you fight hard. Your career was how many times the ball hit the middle of the bat. Basically, I'm a right-hand person. I eat with the right hand, I write with the right hand, I throw with the right hand, but pick the bat left-handed.
If you've ever been to Calcutta, or you may have just heard it, the city has a soul of its own and there's a lot of history here. Saurav's house feels the same. It has a soul, it has a lot of heritage, and he's clearly very proud of it. The architectural style of the exterior varies from the mid-century with some colonial touches. This is the part which his parents had built, and then it evolves into a more modern building which he has added on. When you walk into the house, you see a lot of carved Batali furniture. I know a lot of people who own Batali furniture, they have either inherited it or they've curated it, bought it because they are fascinated by its grandeur, or its level of craftsmanship. In a mid-century house, which is typically smaller and more compact than the lavish, massive colonial houses, it's a good idea to use a few such carved pieces in a simpler modern setting. This will help to bring out these pieces, enhance the decor. But if we stick to all the furniture, the ceilings, the wall, the columns, all being in the classical style, then it may seem a little out of proportion because the space in a mid-century house is smaller and a lavish kind of a setting may make it a little difficult for balance to be achieved. And if you enjoyed watching this video, then don't forget to like, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.